menunjang produktivitas. Namun, perkembangan yang kian padat tersebut perlu diimbangi dengan solusi pembelajaran yang efektif dan modern yang mampu mengimbangi rutinitas masyarakat masa kini. Sebuah sarana yang mampu mengatasi keterbatasan tempat dan waktu yang menjadi masalah utama bagi banyak orang dalam mengembangkan diri dan peningkatan karir di era digital yang berdampak pada gaya hidup. Universitas Terbuka hadir untuk menjawab masalah tersebut dengan penerapan sistem pembelajaran terbuka dan jarak jauh. Sistem yang terbukti efektif meningkatkan daya jangkau dan pemerataan pendidikan tinggi yang berkualitas bagi seluruh lapisan masyarakat. Sistem pembelajaran Universitas Terbuka memungkinkan para mahasiswa untuk belajar secara fleksibel dan terbuka dengan beberapa keuntungan seperti waktu pendaftaran yang terbuka sepanjang tahun, sehingga Anda tidak perlu khawatir untuk terlambat melakukan pendaftaran. Ruang, waktu, dan tempat yang fleksibel bagi mahasiswa. Hal ini sangat berguna bagi para mahasiswa yang tetap ingin mengembangkan wawasannya dimanapun dan kapanpun. Materi ajar cetak maupun digital yang mudah diakses di seluruh pelosok Indonesia dan mancanegara. Memberi kesempatan kepada segala golongan dan usia yang siap belajar untuk mengembangkan ilmu dan kemampuannya di segala bidang. Memiliki 39 kantor regional di seluruh Indonesia dan pusat layanan luar negeri yang selalu siap mendukung kegiatan operasional dan jalinan kerjasama dengan berbagai institusi baik nasional dan internasional. Serta dilengkapi dengan berbagai fasilitas penunjang proses pembelajaran seperti UT Radio, UT TV, layanan bantuan belajar, hingga perpustakaan yang dapat diakses secara online. Memiliki 4 fakultas, Fakultas Keguruan dan Ilmu Pendidikan, Fakultas Hukum Ilmu Sosial dan Ilmu Politik, Fakultas Ekonomi, Fakultas Sains dan Teknologi, dengan lebih dari 35 program studi sarjana dan program pasca sarjana. Universitas Terbuka, making higher education open to all.
Assalamualaikum, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan. Good morning from Indonesia, everyone. And good evening, Prof. Dale P. Johnson in the USA. Thank you for joining the 5th Cyber Education Forum webinar. The topic for today is interesting and important for us, which is about learning analytics using machine learning. My name is Fauzy Rahman Kosasih as the moderator. And today we are very fortunate to have 2 distinguished speakers. The first one is Professor Dale P. Johnson, and the second one is Dr. Sri Suning Kusmawardani as the MC. Before we jump to the presentation, I will invite Bapak Rahmat Budiman Ph.D. as Vice Rector for Institutional Development and Cooperation Affairs of Universitas Terbuka to deliver a welcome remarks. Time is yours, Pak.
Okay, good morning and good evening to Prof. Dale Johnson. First of all, excuse me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
I would like first congratulate to ICE Institute, to Professor Paulina, Pannen, and teams for hosting the 5th Cyber Education Forum. Today topic is very interesting, as the moderator said just now, learning analytics using machine learning. And I believe that we who are accustomed to using online platform know learning analytics. And today, with presentation from Professor Dale Johnson and also Ibu Dr. Sri Suning Sumawardani, we will be introduced to new knowledge new horizons about learning analytics. I would like to express Professor Ojat Darojat's message to Professor Dale P. Johnson and Dr. Sri Suning Kusmawardani, his best and warmest regards. He actually would like to join this forum, but at the same time, he is attending a meeting with another department, so he cannot join our today forum. Once again, Prof. Dale, Ibu Dr. Sri Suning, I would like to thank you very much for accepting our invitation to become the speaker in the PIF Cyber Education Forum. I am sure your experience, your knowledge will be enlightening our staff here, particularly in Universitas Terbuka, and also in the universities, the members of ICE Institute, and anyone who joined this forum today. Once again, thank you very much. And for all attendants, selamat mengikuti pertemuan ini. Semoga bermanfaat. Bu Paulin, moderator, thank you. And selamat mengikuti forum ini. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sehat.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Pak Rahman. And to get closer with the ICE Institute, let's watch its profile video.
Halo kaula muda Indonesia, salam sehat selalu. Ada yang baru loh di dunia pendidikan tinggi kita, yaitu Indonesia Cyber Education atau disingkat ICE Institute. ICE Institute merupakan marketplace mata kuliah daring bersertifikat yang bermutu dan teregistrasi secara nasional. ICE Institute juga dilengkapi dengan teknologi blockchain yang mencatat semua penempuhan dan perolehan mata kuliah daring oleh kita yang dapat dihubungkan dengan job market. ICE Institute hadir dengan tagline Merdeka Belajar untuk Semua. Mata kuliah daring yang ditawarkan melalui ICE Institute akan memperluas akses kita semua terhadap pendidikan tinggi daring yang berkualitas. Siapa saja, di mana saja, kapan saja dapat mengambil mata kuliah daring melalui ICE Institute. Selain itu, ICE Institute juga mendukung program Kampus Merdeka, Merdeka Belajar dari Menteri Pendidikan, Kebudayaan, Riset, dan Teknologi. Mata kuliah daring yang ditawarkan melalui ICE Institute sifatnya satuan mata kuliah, yaitu kalau kita sudah menyelesaikan dan lulus satu mata kuliah, maka kita berhak mendapatkan sertifikat elektronik yang terverifikasi untuk mata kuliah tersebut. Untuk menyajikan mata kuliah yang berkualitas dan sesuai dengan kebutuhan terkini, ICE Institute berkolaborasi dengan berbagai perguruan tinggi negeri dan swasta ternama di Indonesia, yaitu UI, UPH, UT, UGM, Binus University, UNJ, UAJ, IPB, Pradita University, ITS, UNS, AVB, Undip, dan Telkom University. ICE Institute juga berkolaborasi dengan institusi penyedia mata kuliah daring dari luar negeri seperti EDX. Untuk memperluas jaringan, ICE Institute juga berkolaborasi dengan Rilo US Embassy Jakarta yang menyediakan akses ke berbagai kursus terbuka bahasa Inggris yang dikelola oleh instruktur dari berbagai kampus bereputasi di Amerika Serikat. Pengembangan ICE Institute dimotori oleh Universitas Terbuka dan memperoleh dukungan dari berbagai pihak, yaitu Asian Development Bank atau ADB, Microsoft, dan Caliber. Kedepannya, ICE Institute akan terus memperluas jejaring kerjasama dengan banyak pihak, meningkatkan jumlah konten pembelajaran yang berkualitas, serta menyediakan layanan pembelajaran daring yang dinamis. ICE Institute juga berupaya memperbaiki sistem yang sudah dimilikinya. Oleh sebab itu, bersama perguruan tinggi mitra, ICE Institute melakukan penelitian dan pengembangan secara intensif. Topik-topiknya menarik dan menginspirasi peningkatan kualitas pembelajaran daring di Indonesia. Penelitian tersebut dibahas melalui webinar series Cyber Education Forum. Setiap bulannya diselenggarakan satu webinar dan ditayangkan secara live melalui Zoom dan UTTV YouTube channel. Jadi ayo kaula muda kita berpartisipasi. Agar mata kuliah daring yang ditayangkan melalui ICE terjamin kualitasnya, dosen-dosen penyedia mata kuliah daring juga dilatih sehingga terampil dan siap untuk menyajikan materi perkuliahan secara daring. Kaula Muda Indonesia, yang paling menarik adalah beasiswa Mendikbudristek Merdeka Belajar untuk Semua. Semua mahasiswa di perguruan tinggi di Indonesia bisa shopping berbagai mata kuliah melalui ICE Institute dari perguruan tinggi ternama di Indonesia dan juga luar negeri. Ada 158 mata kuliah daring dari 12 perguruan tinggi papan atas di Indonesia dan 1.381 mata kuliah dari EDX yang berasal dari perguruan tinggi terkemuka internasional. Semua dibagikan secara gratis. ICE Institute akan terus berusaha untuk selalu melayani Indonesia secara prima melalui pengalaman belajar yang menarik dan menyenangkan. Belajar daring berkualitas melalui ICE Institute, tanpa batas, tanpa sekat, merdeka belajar untuk semua, Indonesia maju, salam sehat selalu.
Now, I will invite Professor Paulina Pannen as the head of the ICE Institute to deliver an opening remarks. Prof. Paulin, please. I'm sorry, Prof, your microphone is still unmute.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Fauzy. Thank you to our moderator, and thank you to everybody joining the session here. My special thanks to Professor Dale Johnson and Ibu Sri Suning Sumawardani from UGM. Thank you for your availability. I know that you're very busy there, but you're available to share with us. Thank you very much. And to all the committee and once again to all participants, please enjoy this seminar. Kindly allow me to share something with you. Can you see?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, ICE Institute has been officiated by Director General of Higher Education in 28 July last month. We are so happy with it, and we have already got 14 partner institutions right now. Some of it are coming from the biggest top universities in Indonesia. We also have SPADA Indonesia coming in to join us. And we also have collaboration with EDX and MIT OpenCourseware, and also with the RELO, English Language Program. And then we also have a collaboration with Caliber, in which we are doing our research to see what's the development of industry in Indonesia right now, the growing industry in Indonesia, and what are the job demand for those industries, and the skills that is supporting to the job demand, and how students can fill in the gap for those skills required in the job market, and what is the role of the universities in developing or shaping the curriculum, and also the offering courses and the competencies that will be attained by students later on, so that they will be able to join the job market without any hesitation at all. So that's the function of Caliber working with us as our partner. Very, very important situation right now, and very important in therefore, I believe. And then we also have, for our system, we also have a collaboration with Microsoft, CloudSwift, and PCMan. And then we also thank to Asian Development Bank for so many technical assistance provided to us, so that we can make our journey easier, and then we can make our journey, our development come true for ICE Institute. The value proposition that we would like to provide through ICE Institute is, first of all, affordable quality online courses, because it is the result of the collaboration among various parties for all Indonesians and beyond. We believe that through collaboration, we can have quality online courses which is affordable for everyone, actually, not only Indonesian. We go beyond Indonesian also. If any of our partners in other country would like also to have to take the online courses from ICE, why not? And then we also would like to provide a quality Indonesian and English online courses collections to everybody based on certain standards. We fulfill the national standard for sure, and we are trying to achieve the international standard right now. We are working on the quality assurance based on the international standards. We do curation, verification, and also registration for those online courses. And we also would like to provide open access to providers and users, national and international students, as well as others. Yesterday, we had a discussion with our national accreditation agencies, and they are saying that there are a lot of other people outside the students community who would like to join courses through ICE and need to join courses through ICE. This is really a potential in the effort for ICE Institute. The other thing is that because of our system, because of our collaboration, because of our quality, we could offer everybody a flexible learning. It is unbundled courses, so there is no time bound, like a semester bound or yearly bound, but it's unbundled. In Indonesia, we call it from Mas Menteri. This is the term that Mas Menteri uses. Eceran, mata kuliah eceran, yeah. And then it is going to be a micro-credential, because each course, when you finish, you got the certificate or digital badge, and it is going to be able, you are going to be able to transfer it to any universities if they fulfill their requirement. And then we preserve everything through blockchain technology. So that's the proposition. And then the first take of our ICE Institute is we are assisting, or we are joining the Merdeka Belajar movement from the Minister of Education and Culture, Research and Technology. So students are allowed to take 20 credits or 40 credits, for example, from any universities, including foreign universities. And we bundled it into what we called independent study and student exchanges. This has been approved by the Director General of Higher Education, so anybody can take our courses under the independent study or student exchanges within their university. Okay, and what we have to offer right now is we have 1,420 online courses from EDX with 2,500 seats. And then we also have 124 online courses already curated in our gallery, available for 14,450 students. We are still inviting everybody to come to us, to join us right now. because we are still having a lot of open seats available for all of you. And then, of course, we are not only doing the operation of ICE Institute, we are also engaged in other endeavor, that is research and innovation. We have 8 research topics being carried out this year. And we turn this research topic in addition to the articles they are writing, in addition to the report they are going to provide with us, in addition to the product, to the innovative product they are going to display later on. We are also having them to have speaking to all of us in the series, webinar series. They call it Cyber Education Forum. Right now, it is the 5th Cyber Education Forum, and we are honored to have Professor Dale Johnson with us and Dr. Sri Suning Kusmawardani with us. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that's about it from us, from ICE Institute, and I would like to say congratulations to all participants for joining this webinar, and have a happy webinar. Please enjoy. I think what we are going to listen to, what we are going to discuss this morning is very, very important and very useful to all of us. Once again, happy seminar, happy webinar. Thank you very much. And wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Professor Paulina. And before I invite the first speaker, there is a brief information for all participants. First, to all participants, please mute your microphone. And then second, the first question and answer session will be open after Professor Johnson finishes his presentation. And the second question and answer session will be after Dr. Suning finishes her presentation. If you have a question, please type it on the Q&A box. Or for those who are watching us on YouTube live streaming, please type the question on the comment box. Don't forget to mention your name and where are you from. You may use English or Bahasa Indonesia. And third, at the end of this webinar, the organizing committee will give an evaluation form. Make sure all participants fill out the form to get the e-certificate. The e-certificate will be sent to your registered email address maximum 7 days from today. Now it's time for me to invite the first speaker. Professor Dale P. Johnson is currently the Director of Innovation for the University Design Institute at Arizona State University. He has spoken on the topic of digital innovation in higher education at more than 20 conferences around the world. Good evening, Prof. Johnson. 20 minutes is your time, please.
Thank you very much for inviting me to speak at this conference. It's an honor to be with you today, and I look forward to a good discussion after my presentation. As the introduction indicated, I have been in educational technology for 30 years, and I've been at Arizona State University for the last 8 years. I have my associate's degree in engineering, my bachelor's in design, and my master's from Harvard in public policy. I now work at the University Design Institute at Arizona State University, and we believe that universities like this are powerful engines of social transformation. We are encouraging all of our colleagues in higher education to be catalysts for that transformation. And we want to help you reimagine the future and design solutions that will be successful in Indonesia to transform your organizations and your economy. We've been working with universities all over the world in 20 different countries, and we're excited to have the opportunity to speak with you today about our work on machine learning in a course at Arizona State University. Part of our effort is the Digital Transformation Initiative, where we focus on 5 different areas, from leadership and culture to teaching and learning, instructional infrastructure, student experience, and partnerships. And our goal is to help our colleagues at universities all over the world create capacity to thrive in a changing digital educational environment. So I'm excited that the ICE Institute has been a leader in this area in Indonesia and throughout the region in Asia. The university is located in Arizona, and that is in the southwestern part of the United States, close to Los Angeles. We are famous for the Grand Canyon. If you ever have a chance to visit Arizona, we would love to show you one of the 7 wonders of the world. We're also famous for the saguaro cactus, which you may have seen in Western movies. This is our state tree in the Sonoran Desert in southern Arizona. The university is an urban campus. We're located in Phoenix, approximately 4.6 million people. We're the largest single university in the United States. Approximately half of our students are online only. They never come to campus. They do their entire degree online. And that's part of our effort to expand the economic opportunities to our community. So we are famous in the United States for having been named the most innovative university in America 6 years in a row. We're very proud of that because it indicates that we are using the knowledge from the university to encourage innovation and to expand the social and economic impact of our university. So we have also been quite famous in the United States for the rapid growth of our online education. You can see from this graph that we had approximately 600 online students in 2010, and today we have 65,000 online students. Most of our growth has been in the online realm as we've learned how to deliver online programs and we've expanded our portfolio. We have over 250 degree programs online, and we are continuously expanding our portfolio as we learn more about the market needs. So I was excited to hear about your work with Caliber because we also do extensive market analysis to determine the needs of the marketplace and to support our students in their learning process. I like to start my conversations with the colleagues with this quote from Buckminster Fuller, who was a futurist, an architect, and an inventor. We never change things by fighting the existing reality. To change something, build a new model that makes the existing model obsolete. So what I believe ICE Institute and Arizona State University are doing is building a new model to deliver education to students everywhere in our countries and around the world. And that's what's exciting about this opportunity to talk with you today. Now, the reason we need the new model is because we are in a battle for the attention of our students. Over the last 20 years, with the expansion of cell phones and Wi-Fi, we find ourselves now surrounded by technology in the classroom. We have laptop computers and cell phones and all of the technology that comes with the modern world. Unfortunately, it's not always used effectively. So you can see in this picture, there's a student who's looking at baby photos during class. So in this new world, we have to change what we're doing in order to continuously reach our students. We can't simply add technology. We have to change our pedagogy and change our approach to education. So we are thinking about machine learning and analytics in a world that is in complete transformation. And whether you know it or not, these two factors, machine learning and analytics, are affecting everything that you do. We are moving from a world of mass production where if you were a music fan, you would have bought compact discs or CDs. Today, we have millions of songs on our phone. The movement from mass production to mass personalization has been underway for the past 20 years. In navigation, if you travel to Singapore, you don't need to buy a map anymore because you have a map of the city on your phone. And I worked in Vietnam in 2019. I don't speak the language, but I could navigate anywhere in the country using my phone. So this transformation also includes healthcare, where we're moving from mass production to mass personalization using DNA technology. All of this is only possible because of machine learning and analytics supporting artificial intelligence. Now, for us in education, this is really important because the next generation is going to move away from mass production. We are not going to want to teach the same lesson to all students at the same time. We've been doing that for thousands of years, going all the way back to the Greeks. Now, today, we have new technology, so this old model of education is being replaced by a mass personalization model where we're trying to teach the right lesson to the right student at the right time. If there's one thing that you should remember from this presentation, it's this goal. We want to deliver mass personalization using machine learning to deliver the right lesson to the right student at the right time. That is the essence of the future of education. And our goal now is to develop the technology to do that. So we know from our observations of this challenge that there are some principles guiding this process. Every student has unique learning needs. We can no longer treat them as the same and deliver the same information to each student. We know that they learn best by solving problems, so we have to focus on applied learning. We know that students must demonstrate mastery of each lesson, not simply memorization, but the ability to apply that information. We know that the technology success depends on the teacher. This is not replacing the teacher. This is making the teacher better. And that's very important because we're not looking to create a world where there are no teachers. We're looking to create a world where teachers can teach better than they have in the past. And finally, we want to provide individualized instruction where each student feels as if they are in a class of one so that they can learn what they need to know as quickly as possible. So this is actually something we did back in 2016, and I want to tell you how we did that. The course was college algebra, and what we did was we used the technology to deliver insight to our teachers and our students about their personalized learning path. The problem we had was the old model was a black box. We could not answer basic questions such as who needs help, what do they need help with, what's the best way to help. These are fundamental questions that every professor has in every class. We tore the cover off of that black box to reveal the personalized learning paths of students in this algebra class. This is a section of 100 students. You're looking at an information graphic. Each colored line is a student's personalized learning path. On the vertical axis, there were 370 topics that our professors chose for this course. And on the horizontal axis, this is from August to December, which is one semester in the United States. I want to highlight several things about this information graphic. First, there is an initial knowledge check that the technology does to determine what the student understands already about algebra. And what I want you to notice is some students have zero knowledge and other students can already demonstrate knowledge of half of the curriculum. So on the first day of class, we know that students have different educational needs. And this is traced throughout the class by this technology as the students learn. This student went from zero knowledge to completion in one semester. And that provided the students with a successful completion of this course. Another student had a completely different timeline. They had completed over half of the course material on day one, and they finished the class 2 months early. So we have to change everything that we do as teachers because of this reality. This has always been true. However, in the past, we didn't know it because we didn't have the machine learning and the analytics to find this out. Now, the ultimate goal for us as educators is to find this student. We need to find the struggling students as quickly as possible so we can help them succeed. You'll notice that this student made good progress for about 2 months, and then they struggled. We want to be able to use the technology and these machine learning algorithms to help us find these students. I think of this like an X-ray machine that a doctor uses to find a broken bone. We are using the machine learning and the artificial intelligence in this technology to find the students who are not making progress in the course. So for us, this changed our success rate. We measure success as getting a grade of C or better. In the United States, we have A, B, C, D, and E. So we think about the first 3 grades as passing. And what we found was in the past, our students had very, very difficult time succeeding under the mass production model. Almost 40% of the students were failing this course every year. In the new model, mass personalization, which we implemented in fall of 2016, that number, our success rate went up dramatically, went up 17 percentage points. So we discovered that the technology allowed the students to succeed in the learning process much more effectively. This is a very large sample. This is 10,000 students every year. We like to say there are 10,000 personalized learning paths through college algebra based on this technology. What I want to describe is how is that different from what we had been doing before. In the old model, we had a learning management system named Canvas, and that model has a fixed lesson plan. So all students are doing the same lesson plan. The adaptive system has a variable lesson plan. Now, in the presentation, the old model was a group presentation to all the students at the same time. The new model is individual, and the content, instead of being common, is personalized. The world is changing from static education to dynamic education. And it's important that ICE Institute and others in Indonesia take advantage of this technology to begin the process of creating a dynamic learning environment. Now, what is actually adapting to the students? There are 2 things that are changing based on the machine learning algorithm. One is the lesson sequence, and the other is the content selection. So there's no magic here. This is a technology that has been developed over the last 20 years, and it is continuously learning about the students as they use the technology. That the recommendations from the machine learning algorithm are going to change the lesson sequence or the content selection for each student. Now, they're using different techniques. Obviously, they have an algorithm. They have artificial intelligence, which recommends the lessons and the content. But they also use other techniques, such as assessment. So they're constantly testing the student knowledge for mastery, and they can deliver rapid remediation based on that information. They use an association knowledge map or lesson map, so they can trace the student pathway, like I showed you on the information graphic. And they use agency, which is the student choice. Students are empowered to make choices within the system. And that information provides data that the algorithm can use to improve the recommendation. So this cycle of collecting information and improving the recommendation is continuous. Now you have to have an element to build around, and I refer to this as the lesson. So the lesson has 3 components: a learning objective, as assessment activities, and instructional resources. These 3 components form the ed molecule, which is a metaphor for the structure of the information that's being analyzed using machine learning. So we build each lesson around this ed molecule. And this way, when you create a system, you can measure all of the outcomes based upon the assessment activities. So as you think about building a system in Indonesia or using a system from somewhere else, you need to think about the data architecture at this molecular level. The lesson mapping process is similar to your syllabus. If you're teaching a course and you provide a syllabus to your students for lessons, they will use that syllabus as a map for your course. So what the technology does is it takes that map and it digitizes it. So now we have all of the relationships between the different lessons, and they can be sequenced in different ways depending on those 4 guiding techniques. This process is usually the most labor intensive when you're mapping your lessons and building the instructional infrastructure. The students don't care about any of this. They really just want to focus on one thing, which is, what is the lesson that I need to learn now? So we use the techniques and the machine learning algorithm to recommend a lesson and then to recommend the instructional resources that the student needs. That way, the personalized learning has meaning to the student, and they're able to successfully work their way through the material. Now, I want to show you what this looks like so that it's not a mystery. We take these 4 techniques, and this is a system in biology. First, there's an agency component, which is a question. How well did you understand the nature of energy, which is this lesson? The student slides the bar from 0 to 100 to indicate their level of confidence in their knowledge. That data becomes valuable for the machine learning algorithm. You also have the recommendation based on that algorithm. What will the student use to learn this lesson if they don't have confidence in their knowledge? You can also have additional support materials in the association map. That could be additional videos, additional reading, additional problem sets, and finally, you can have the assessment as part of that package so that you can test whether a student has mastered the material. All of these components are presented to the student in the form of a web page or an app, depending on the technology. And this is where the technology is actually hidden from the student. They don't know all the work that goes into this recommendation. Now, for the students, what we're seeing here is a combination of a number of factors. When they struggle with a lesson, the system is diagnosing the problem like the X-ray machine helps the doctor diagnose the broken bone. And the students can receive remedial help. They can review previous lessons in order to build up their knowledge and successfully complete the assignment. When you think about these systems, think about them in 3 dimensions. The old syllabus is 2-dimensional. It has one linear path. But in the adaptive world with a machine learning system, the technology can have 3-dimensional capacities to deliver the lessons to the students. We do this really because of what I call the 3 R's. We want to respect the students' prior knowledge, respond to their learning needs, and reduce the gaps in their understanding. We do that using these personalized learning pathways and all of the data that we can collect to show the students where they are and how they're progressing. For the faculty members, I call this the 3 M's. We want to monitor which students need assistance, measure curriculum performance, and maximize course outcomes. They also have the data from these systems in order to review and assist the students. This becomes the diagnostic tool or the eyes and ears of the instructors online so that they can see where the students are and what they need help with. This is going to eliminate the lecture. So I want to be clear. we are changing the pedagogy. We're not just changing the technology. There is no more need for lecturing. We videotape all of the lectures and we place them into the instructional system and allow the machine learning algorithm to recommend the appropriate lessons and the appropriate content. At Arizona State University in college algebra, we made over 300 videos for the students to use when they were going through the lesson pathway. Now, in the classroom, we still meet and we still work with the students. This is where the professors are able to work with the individuals and provide personalized instruction. So the faculty members are working with the students in class to ensure that they understand the lessons. The students know that the faculty members can see their progress, and that encourages them to work harder. We want them to be doing at least 1 hour of math every day, and the system helps us track their behavior and their progress. Now, the instructors have a very important role in this process. Since they're not lecturing, they have to create and configure all of this digital content. This is the important work of building the courseware. They also have to design the new learning experiences, new exercises, new ideas for helping the students learn. They have to learn how to utilize the learning analytics to diagnose problems when the students struggle. They have to provide the individual instruction that I just showed you in the classroom, and they have to lead students through problem-solving exercises. In addition to working in the adaptive instructional system, our students will meet every 2 weeks in small groups to solve problems together. So they have a chance to work as a team in addition to working individually. Now, this took a lot of effort, and we started with the faculty. We added instructional designers. We had technologists. We had vendor support personnel who helped us with the technology, graphic designers, video producers. As I mentioned, we made hundreds of videos. We have librarians who help us organize all of this content. And finally, leaders who support the process. We had 4 levels of leadership aligned to make this successful. We had the faculty leaders, the department chair of the math department, the dean of the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, and the provost of the university. All of them came together to support the team because transformation is a team sport. So we have to work together to be successful. Now, this process is actually developing quite rapidly. In the United States, there are now hundreds of universities that are doing similar projects to personalize the educational process using machine learning systems and algorithms. It's part of a transformation that's occurring in higher education. And I want to encourage ICE Institute to be part of that solution development process, because to finish, I like to use this quote: the best way to predict the future is to invent it. So I want to encourage you to invent the future of education in Indonesia and to apply these ideas to your specific needs to help your students succeed. So thank you very much. The University Design Institute is helping to create capacity for colleagues all over the world, and I will look forward to answering your questions. Thank you for your attention, and there's my email if you'd like to reach out and contact me directly.
Well, thank you very much, Prof. Johnson, for a very enlightening presentation. And I do apologize for reading a different version of rundown previously. And after this session, it should be Dr. Suning's presentation. And the question and answer session will be after Dr. Suning delivering her presentation. So now I will invite Dr. Sri Suning Sumawardani. She is currently serving as the Deputy Director of the Universitas Gajah Mada Center for Innovation and Academic Studies. Her research fields are in the areas of e-learning analytics, machine learning, artificial intelligence, and educational data mining. Universitas Gadjah Mada's learning management system, called ELOC, is one of her research products. Dr. Suning, 20 minutes is your time for presentation, please.
Thank you, Pak Fauzy Rahman. Okay, I will present. Okay. Thank you for having me. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam.
It is a great moment to have webinar series, the 5th Cyber Education Forum, to share our research, learning analytics using machine learning. Thank you to Indonesia Open University, ICE Institute, Prof. Paulina Pannen, Prof. Del Johnson, the moderator, Mr. Fauzy Rahman Kosasih, and all the participants. My name is Sri Suning Sumawardani, as Universitas Gadjah Mada and our research team representative. I would like to present our research roadmap about learning analytics using machine learning. Allow me deliver my presentation in Bahasa Indonesia, Prof. Del Johnson. Okay, this is our presentation outline. Jadi ada 4 hal yang mau kami sampaikan. Yang pertama terkait dengan introduction and motivation. Ya. Kemudian yang kedua terkait dengan konsep mengenai machine learning. Di dalamnya ada type of machine learning. Kemudian yang ketiga kami akan sampaikan mengenai conceptual design dari our research. Kemudian yang keempat yaitu berkaitan dengan beberapa progress result yang sudah kami dapatkan dan beberapa conclusion sementara. Ladies and gentlemen, ini adalah beberapa istilah yang kami gunakan di dalam presentasi ini. Ya. Learning Analytics, Learning Management System, Massive Open Online Courses, Machine Learning, Open University Learning Analytic Dataset, Decision Tree, and so on. The introduction, we have 5 background of this research. Pertama, berkaitan dengan pandemi COVID-19, kita tahu bersama bahwa MOOCs berkembang dengan sangat pesat dan kita juga mengalami proses transformasi yang sangat mendadak di dalam learning process. Ya. Kemudian yang kedua, kita tahu bersama sekarang kita berhadapan dengan supporting tools yang disebut sebagai learning management system. Dan selama ini kita menggunakannya, it's only used for delivering the learning resource and has not utilized data insight generated by learning management system. Ini yang menjadi dasar utama dari penelitian ini. Kemudian yang ketiga, terkait dengan learning management system activity datanya. Kita tahu bersama bahwa data-data yang ada ini sebetulnya bisa kita olah. Sedangkan sekarang kita hanya fokus pada learning resource dan assessment yang kita gunakan. Kemudian yang keempat, tentu itu berkaitan dengan learning management system big data problems. How to process and utilize learning management system big data such as the utility of learning resource and learning activities into meaningful information. Kemudian yang kelima yaitu terkait dengan learning analytic dashboard of learning LMS. It provides information on lecture and student behavior, performance prediction, personalized learning, learning retention, incremental, online learning evaluation, and cost effectiveness compared to manual. And then ini motivasi utama salah satunya adalah track student performance and activities. Di dalam pelaksanaan pembelajaran daring, tentu kita ingin mengkombinasikan keunggulan yang dipunyai teknologi, karena teknologi punya sistem tracking and control yang bagus. Kemudian human punya relevance and contextual atau insight terhadap data-data yang ada. Ini kita coba kombinasikan dalam kerangka pengembangan learning analytic ini. Jadi salah satu motivasinya yaitu bagaimana kita bisa men-track student performance and activities. As Prof. Dale Johnson mentioned, to change something, build a new model. Ini bagian yang kemudian kami ingin membuat model tersebut. Teman-teman, ladies and gentlemen, kita tahu di LMS, di existing report di Moodle-based Learning Management System, kalau kita mau melihat data, maka kita berurusan dengan report yang ada di sini. Jadi kita difasilitasi report yang tentu insight-nya itu belum kita dapatkan secara penuh. Bentuknya seperti ini, bentuknya seperti ini, jadi dan seperti ini, ya. Kita belum mendapatkan insight dari report-report yang ada. Ada report mengenai log, ada report mengenai live log, activity report, course partisipan, activity completion, statistik. Tetapi masih sulit untuk diambil insight-nya. Kemudian berikutnya, saya akan lanjutkan. Ini salah satu juga, ya. Jadi hasil keluaran report tadi dari yang model based LMS, ya, ini seperti ini. Jadi misalkan ada nama tertentu, ya, dia mengerjakan assignment di lab 1, ya, kemudian apa saja yang mereka lakukan, ya. Kumpulan-kumpulan ini itu sulit untuk kita dapatkan insight untuk kaitannya dengan tracking performance-nya. Sehingga dari sana kita butuhkan bagaimana kita bisa membuat learning analytic dengan memanfaatkan report-report yang di-generate oleh LMS ini. Kita lihat yang ada di Canvas-based LMS. Di Canvas-based LMS ini lebih baik lagi dari yang Moodle, kan ada di New Analytic-nya, tetapi masih terbatas. Mereka melakukan 3 hal ini. Jadi bagaimana pengajar atau fasilitator itu bisa mengirimkan pesan kepada peserta atau learner yang spesifik, misalkan yang dia tidak mengerjakan tugas atau pengelompokannya, filter yang diberikan. Kemudian yang kedua itu bagaimana saya bisa mengirimkan pesan ke individual student berkaitan dengan parameter atau indikator yang ada, dan ini masih sangat terbatas. Kemudian yang ketiga, yaitu bagaimana bisa memview analitiknya dari individual student-nya. Keluarannya seperti ini. Jadi kita masih sulit untuk membaca. Jadi kita masih run report, dan reportnya itu masih dalam bentuk CSV. Jadi inilah yang kemudian menjadi pemikiran, kita butuh satu rangkaian, yaitu mengembangkan learning analytic. Sehingga dari sana kita ingin mengembangkan learning analytic model. Ya. Kemudian untuk objektifnya kami bagi menjadi 3 tahun. Tahun yang pertama kami akan mengevaluasi dan memprovide machine learning recommendation untuk kebutuhan-kebutuhan learning analytic. Kemudian yang kedua, ini kami ingin mengembangkan prototype. Jadi kami akan buat prototype yang bisa otomatis retrieval, ya, data-data yang ada di Moodle, kemudian bisa memunculkan di dalam indikator-indikator yang sudah kita identifikasikan. Kemudian tahun kedua itu kami ingin mengembangkan dan mengimplementasi prototype tersebut. Kami akan mengembangkannya di LMS-nya Universitas Terbuka, yaitu Tuton, dan kemudian GM, ELO. Kemudian kami akan melakukan testing learning analytic tadi. Kemudian tahun ketiga kita akan coba produksi massal dan bisa digunakan secara terbuka bagi teman-teman yang punya learning management system. Kemudian tentu machine learning itu sebenarnya sudah sangat lama. Ya, ini area-area bidang studi yang sebetulnya kita ingin mengkombinasikan ya, memaksimalkan kemampuan-kemampuan yang ada di komputer itu supaya bisa secara otomatis menggunakan algoritma yang ada, mengikuti algoritma yang kita tentukan di sana. Ini sudah sangat lama sebetulnya. Sehingga penelitian ini kita akan mengembangkan learning analytic modelnya dengan berbagai macam pendekatan. Kami sudah identifikasi di machine learning, itu tipe-tipe machine learning yang bisa digunakan, yaitu bisa menggunakan unsupervised learning, kemudian supervised learning, and reinforcement learning. Masing-masing punya kategorinya. Misalkan untuk yang unsupervised learning, ini biasanya dipakai untuk reduksi secara dimensi, kemudian akan dilakukan clustering, kemudian berbagai macam hal yang bisa kita lakukan, ini bisa ada di sini. Misalkan untuk reduksi, itu kita akan melakukan visualisasi big data, dan seterusnya. Kemudian untuk clustering, nanti arahnya ke sistem rekomendasi, target marketing, customer segmentation, ya, ada di sini. Kemudian yang supervised learning, ini ada klasifikasi dan regresi. Untuk klasifikasi sendiri, ini nanti ada beberapa hal yang biasa kita lakukan di machine learning. Nah, kemudian untuk regresi, ini biasanya ke arah estimasi, prediksi. Kemudian yang reinforcement learning, ini juga ada berbagai macam hal yang biasa dilakukan di reinforcement learning. Jadi ini tipe-tipe machine learning yang bisa digunakan. Ini desain awal kami mengidentifikasi beberapa indikator ya berkaitan dengan subjek di sisi learner dan di sisi fasilitator atau teacher. Nah, kami mengidentifikasi beberapa indikator yang ada, misalkan tingkat partisipasi, kemudian durasi dari learningnya, kemudian beberapa berkaitan dengan behavior dari teachernya, kemudian terkait dengan nilai-nilai juga. Jadi ini juga skor kami juga identifikasi di 15 initial design dari research indicator. Kemudian dari sana kami coba mengembangkan konseptual design dari penelitian ini. Ya, kami ingin sekali hidden data yang ada seperti activities log, assessment log, scoring log, ini bisa dimunculkan sebagai sebuah insight. Kami kombinasikan dengan supporting data yang ada, misalkan kita ada kuesioner di dalamnya, ada kuesioner mengenai learning style, ada kuesioner mengenai self-regulated learning. Jadi ini kita bisa kombinasikan. Ini beberapa istilah atau deskripsi yang kami sebutkan di atas. Ya. Yang kami lakukan yaitu nanti akan kami buat pre-processing datanya, yaitu ada ekstraksi, cleansing, integrasi, dan transformasi, melakukan transform. Kemudian kami akan lakukan basic data analytic. Di dalamnya ada klasifikasi dan clustering. Ya, inilah yang kami buat di model yang pertama. Ya. Kemudian kami visualisasi dalam bentuk learning analytic dashboard. Di learning analytic dashboard nanti ada dari view studentnya seperti apa, view teachernya seperti apa, view institutionnya seperti apa. Kami sudah identifikasi student nanti akan mendapatkan view mengenai individual student performance. Kemudian teacher-nya akan mendapatkan student performance secara keseluruhan di dalam course-nya. Kemudian ada individual teacher performance, kemudian ada individual course performance. Sedangkan institution nanti bisa untuk evaluasi, akan mendapatkan course performance, teacher performance, student performance di dalam course tersebut. Kemudian yang berikutnya, kita akan lanjut untuk yang advanced data analytic yang arahnya ke prediction. Nah, di sini kita buat modelnya untuk prediction modeling. Nah, nanti akan keluar visualisasi berupa prediction dashboard. Jadi kami akan mengembangkan dua dashboard ini, dashboard yang terkait dengan learning analytic dan dashboard yang terkait dengan prediction dashboard. Jadi ini konseptual design dari penelitian kami. Kemudian Ibu Bapak semua, berikutnya, maaf, saya kehilangan kursor. Oke. Berikutnya ini rangkaian atau skop penelitian. Ya. kami akan mengambil nanti data sampelnya 45 course dari yang ada di Tuton dan yang ada di ELO. Kemudian kami menggunakan LMS-nya model base, yaitu Tuton dan ELO. Kemudian platformnya, karena yang kami gunakan model 39, nanti kami menggunakan standar yang dipakai minimal model 3.9. Kemudian ini rangkaian dari tahun pertama yang kami lakukan, jadi mulai identifying various machine learning method for learning analytic, kemudian nanti identifying report log on modelnya seperti apa, kemudian yang ketiga nanti evaluating various machine learning methodnya, kemudian yang keempat nanti kita akan memprovide initial recommendation for learning analytic modelnya seperti apa. Kemudian yang terakhir nanti di tahun pertama nanti kita akan mengembangkan prototipe-nya, plug-in di dalam model untuk learning analytic. Kemudian untuk tahun kedua kami melakukan rangkaian yaitu menganalisis learning kebutuhan learning analytic dan tools yang akan digunakan. Kemudian menganalisis relasi-relasi data yang ada, kemudian sampai nanti developing learning analytic prototype-nya di UT dan di Tuton dan ELO. Kemudian kita meneruskan untuk pengujiannya sampai nanti menghasilkan performing learning analytic system testing develop on model LMS. Jadi ini rangkaian 3 tahun yang kami lakukan roadmap-nya. Sekarang kita melihat reference model yang kami pakai di tim penelitian ini, yaitu kita menggunakan reference model seperti ini. Jadi kalau kita lihat learning analytic itu bisa dilihat dari sisi design usability-nya, bisa dilihat dari competence, ya, bisa dilihat dari heterogeneity, ya, kemudian bisa dilihat dari polycontextual profiling. Ya, kemudian yang penting di sini kita melihat yaitu what-nya, ya ini berkaitan dengan big data yang kita olah. Kemudian how-nya kita berkaitan dengan desain tadi. Kita memikirkan integrasi, performance, scalability, extensibility. Ya, kemudian berkaitan dengan why-nya, ya ini insight-insight yang akan kita munculkan, yaitu indikator, matrix dan seterusnya. Kemudian berkaitan dengan who-nya, yaitu nanti stakeholder atau user target seperti apa. Ini kami pertimbangan juga berkaitan dengan privasi, etik, dan seterusnya. Jadi ini model yang kami pakai di dalam penelitian. Berikutnya, Ibu Bapak semua, ini salah satu hasil yang hasil penelitian awal kami, yaitu kami melihat dulu dari apa yang ada di OLAT. Ya, karena OLAT ini penelitiannya cukup intensif sehingga kami lihat pola-pola di OLAT itu seperti apa cara menganalisis datanya. Ini salah satu entity relationship diagram di OLAT. Jadi ada student registration, kemudian ada student info, kemudian ada student assessment, ya relasi-relasi yang ada, kemudian student virtual learning environment-nya, ada assessment-nya, kemudian ada courses-nya, kemudian ada virtual learning environment. Keterkaitan satu data dengan data lain bisa ditunjukkan di dalam entity relationship diagram ini. Ini hasil kami di salah satu paper, yaitu Usage of Student Log Data for Several Learning Analytic Problems. Kemudian hasil yang berikutnya kami mendapatkan melihat dari yang dilakukan OLA tadi secara hierarkis, kita bisa melihat banyak penelitian yang mengangkat berkaitan dengan problems, didekati dengan klasifikasi dan regression. Ya, di sini beberapa problem-problem yang diselesaikan. Ya. Kemudian berkaitan dengan learning analysis feature-nya, ada demografik, kemudian ada virtual learning environment clickstream-nya atau keduanya atau subset di antara keduanya. Kemudian yang berikutnya berkaitan model atau metodenya. Ini ada berbagai macam yang dipropose di dalam penelitian-penelitian menggunakan dataset OLAT, baik yang sekuensial maupun yang menggunakan tabel. Jadi ini penelitian-penelitian awal kami mendasarkan pada dataset OLAT. Kemudian ini penelitian kami yang berikutnya. Kami kolaborasi dengan beberapa kolega di Taiwan. Kemudian dari sini kita bisa melihat sebetulnya salah satunya permasalahan yang ada yaitu bagaimana memprediksi atau learning performance prediction ketika kita dihadapkan pada imbalance virtual learning environment. Tentu hasil dari learning performance itu nanti hasilnya akan imbalance seperti ini. Jadi yang fail dan pass-nya pasti tidak simetris, sehingga kita perlu melakukan resampling method di sini kami lakukan. Untuk feature construction-nya kami melihat assignment, file, forum, quiz, course, label, page, URL untuk memprediksi learning performance-nya. Ini salah satu yang sudah kami lakukan. Kemudian ini beberapa hasil awalnya. Jadi mulai target, misalnya bagaimana nanti feature akan melihat berkaitan dengan student performance-nya, course performance-nya, individual teacher performance-nya, kemudian student nanti view-nya seperti apa. Ini kami sudah inisial desainnya seperti ini. Jadi dashboard parameternya ini juga kami sudah identifikasi. Ya, kemudian ini beberapa contoh saja mengenai nanti visualisasinya di student nanti akan muncul, masing-masing student akan direlasikan misalkan lama waktu belajar dengan dia response time dengan aktivitasnya dibanding dengan hasil final exam dan tugas-tugasnya nanti akan seperti apa, nanti akan kelihatan. Kadang-kadang kita akan menemukan pola-pola yang dia itu aktivitinya rendah tetapi nilainya tinggi ya. Ini mungkin yang nanti bisa jadi anomali-anomali data yang bisa kita eksplorasi lebih lanjut. Kemudian berikutnya ini adalah conclusion dari penelitian kami bahwa a large number of e-learning environment data are available on several learning platforms, especially the logs that track the student activity and performance. This data can be used for further processing with learning analytic method. Dan yang kedua, bahwa student performance and student at risk can be mitigated using learning analytic. Jadi kita bisa menggunakan ini untuk jaga-jaga untuk warning ya terkait dengan student at risk. Kemudian yang ketiga terkait dengan monitoring dari learning dashboard tadi, ya, kita bisa mendapatkan performance insight based on the data log provided by the learning management system. Kemudian yang keempat yaitu dengan penggunaan machine learning ya sebagai komplement dari learning analytic tadi kita bisa memprediksikan student performance-nya tentu. Kemudian kita juga bisa mengidentifikasi karakteristik dari student performance. Jadi ini yang sementara bisa kami laporkan kepada Ibu Bapak semua dan mudah-mudahan ini menjadi permulaan awal bagi kita untuk memperkuat penelitian-penelitian learning analytic. Kemudian dalam kesempatan ini kami memberikan apresiasi yang sangat besar kepada Prof. Paulina dan ICE Institute, kemudian Universitas Terbuka, Universitas Gajah Mada, dan ICE Researcher and all partner. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Terima kasih banyak, Dr. Suning, for an insightful presentation. Now we've come to the question and answer session. We've got many questions here, and we will have two sessions of the Q&A. The first session, we have the first question. The first question is for Prof. Johnson. It is from Anne, Pondok Cabe. Dealing with adaptation process, how we measure the quality of students' achievement in learning through the rapid remediation. Please.
So the rapid remediation process is what is referred to in learning science as formative assessment. You want to continuously assess the student. This is very different from the traditional summative assessment where you only give them a midterm exam and a final exam. In the example that I was showing, they are continuously assessed. Every time they do a problem in the system, they are being assessed. So when you think about rapid remediation, you're really trying to reduce the time it takes to identify the student problem. And the technology can help us do that. So what we do is we rely on the technology to help diagnose the need for rapid remediation, and then the technology provides the students with recommendations to help them build up their knowledge.
Well, thank you, Prof. And the second question. Second question is still for Prof. Johnson from Joko Istianto from Universitas Terbuka. You said that your institution is catalyzing the development of for higher education. What are your obstacles to develop the higher education in several countries?
There are two primary barriers. One is the instructional infrastructure. I worked in Vietnam, Kazakhstan, Brazil, 10 different countries in Africa, and they don't have very good connectivity. So it's difficult to use new technologies or to transform a process if the students don't have access. So the first challenge is building the instructional infrastructure that includes the LMS like Moodle, and also the supporting access for the students. Maybe they have a computer lab where they can get access to the instructional infrastructure, or they have high-speed connection through their home computer or their smartphone. The second piece is retraining the faculty. We have to spend a lot of time working with the faculty so that they will change their behavior, because they're so accustomed to teaching in the old style of lecture that it's difficult for them to imagine that a technology can do a better job. And you have to imagine that the technology has the capability to provide the instructional material that the students need to succeed. It usually takes 3 times through the new system in order for the faculty members to feel confident that they can trust the technology. So that is a huge challenge every time we develop a new course.
Okay, thank you. And then the third question. Okay, the third question is for Dr. Suning from Yani. Can we create LMS be more adaptive to students in classroom?
Ya, terima kasih Bu Yani pertanyaannya. Berkaitan dengan penggunaan LMS, ya tentu kita bisa mengimprove kalau selama ini kita hanya fokus pada delivering resource, ya kemudian untuk ujian, sebetulnya potensi LMS ini bisa digunakan lebih jauh, termasuk untuk meningkatkan kemampuan belajar mandiri. Nah, ini yang kami lakukan juga di dalam penelitian ini. Jadi bagaimana treatment yang kita berikan, ya, kepada peserta atau pada learner untuk dia bisa meningkatkan kemampuan belajar mandirinya, ya. Dan juga dengan adanya learning analytic yang tadi itu seperti hanya kita punya media sosial, ada insight-insight yang muncul. Ini tentu akan memotivasi belajar dari peserta atau learner. Jadi banyak potensi yang bisa dikembangkan.
Baik, terima kasih. Thank you, Bu Suning. And then we've come to the second session. Another question. It is, from Ozzy. What is your final product from your research?
Our final products, model or plug-in dalam model-based learning management system. Jadi nanti kalau plug-in ini sudah jadi, modelnya sudah jadi, plug-innya sudah jadi, ini sudah tinggal di play saja di LMS yang berbasis Moodle, nanti bisa mengeluarkan learning analytic dan prediction analytiknya.
Oh, jadi sifatnya ini akan bisa dipakai oleh banyak orang.
Ya. Yeah.
And then the second question. A question for Prof. Johnson from Nurmida. Is there any special test admission to take a full online course, which is that test different to non-online course? I'm sorry, this question is like this.
No, we have a policy that the online courses and the on-campus courses will have the same requirements for admission and the same requirements for graduation. So we use the same content, the same tests, the same professors, and the same curriculum online and on campus. The only thing that's different is what we call the modality. So instead of meeting in a classroom, the students are meeting online. Everything else is the same. And when they graduate, the diploma does not say online education. It just says Arizona State University graduate, because we want the technology to be recognized as equal to the campus experience.
Well, okay, thank you, Prof. And then another question. Okay, this question is for Dr. Suning from Akbar, Jakarta. Can you elaborate values as you use as modeling variables of learning analytics?
Ya, oke. Terima kasih Pak Akbar. Jadi dengan learning analytic yang ada tadi, pertama kita sebetulnya akan mengklasifikasi dan mengcluster insight-insight data yang ada di learning management system. Kemudian untuk berikutnya kita akan mengasosiasikan antara satu indikator dengan indikator lain, antara satu parameter dengan parameter lain. Insight-insight ini yang kemudian kami deskripsikan di dalam learner performance, teacher performance, course performance. Jadi dengan mengasosiasikan antara satu data dengan data yang lain. Seperti itu Pak Akbar untuk elaborasinya.
Terima kasih Bu Suning. Another question. Okay, this question is for Prof. Johnson from Kanza, Bogor. Simple question, Prof. How long do you develop or design machine learning system with learning analytics?
So I interpreted this question differently in the chat. I thought you were asking how long did it take to develop a new course? So let me answer two questions. A new course takes between 6 and 12 months to develop. That requires us to record all of the videos for the lectures, to develop all of the instructional resources, and to load all of that content into the system. To actually build a new system from scratch, as Dr. Sri has been talking about with machine learning and analytics, it could take 10 years to develop an effective system. The one that I was describing in college algebra has been under development for 20 years. And these systems continuously improve. So the work is never done. It's really a process and investment in the future of learning technology. So I think you have to be realistic if you're talking about building a new system. It's going to take a long time. We use existing systems built by companies, publishing companies like Pearson and McGraw-Hill or Cengage, and we load our content into their system to accelerate that process.
Well, thank you, Prof. And we still have several questions here. Another question. Okay, this question is for Prof. Johnson and for Dr. Suning from Fatia. From your experience in digital innovation in higher education, how can we detect the students themselves who take the courses in all sessions in learning systems?
Oke, terima kasih Bu Fatia. Ini pengalaman-pengalaman yang ada, kita selalu menggunakan report dari log tadi. Jadi log activity itu masih kita butuhkan diolah dulu untuk menghitung berapa sih tingkat partisipasi dari masing-masing learner ini seperti apa. Itu kita masih harus ada pre-processingnya, cleansing data, dan seterusnya. Nah, ini repot sekali. Kalau kita mau mengevaluasinya biasanya ada di ujung. Tetapi dengan adanya learning analytic ini, dengan adanya model yang akan kami propose, harapannya nanti di setiap saat kita mau lihat progress dari learning performance-nya, itu bisa kita sudah dapatkan insight di dalamnya. Jadi bisa kita untuk antisipasi ya kalau misalkan mahasiswa ini sudah sangat lama gitu ya tidak berinteraksi, tidak menjawab di forum diskusi, tidak membaca bacaannya, itu dengan learning analytic ini harapannya nanti akan bisa dilihat setiap saat gitu untuk perkembangannya. Jadi seperti itu.
Baik, terima kasih Bu Suning. And then do you want to answer the question, Prof. Johnson? Yes.
Yeah. We use a system for online proctoring, which requires the students to show their identification card and to appear on video before they take the exam. And then it also requires them to leave the camera on and leave their microphone on during the exam so that no one can give them the answers from outside of the room. That is part of our academic integrity program. All students who take online courses have to agree to a proctored exam process.
Thank you, Prof. And we still have another question. This question is for Prof. Johnson from Budina. How long does it take to develop one course so it can be integrated all characteristics to become mass personalized?
So I answered this question earlier. 6 to 12 months. It depends on the level of preparation of the faculty. With a very dedicated faculty team, it can go very fast. But I usually like to leave at least 1 year to develop a new course.
Okay, thank you. And then we still have one question in the chat box, from Pak Sudarto. This question is for Professor Johnson. How can we increase the participation of the students in online learning using machine learning or using learning analytics?
We use two techniques to encourage participation. One is the discussion board in Moodle. You have threaded discussions. Students have to participate in order to get a grade. They will need to contribute a comment to the discussion board, and then they need to comment on their classmates as well. And the other is the team projects. We assign them to group work, so they have to coordinate to solve the problem. And that gives the students the opportunity to meet each other online and to make some new friends. So those are the two different techniques we use to encourage their engagement online.
Okay, thank you, Prof. And then another question, this is really the last question. And this question is for Bu Suning. Apakah model yang dikembangkan juga mempertimbangkan karakteristik mahasiswa UT yang kebanyakan bekerja penuh waktu? Ya, intinya apakah mempertimbangkan karakteristik mahasiswa?
Ya, terima kasih pertanyaannya. Ini memang modeling kami pakai untuk dua tipe yang berbeda, untuk environment yang berbeda, different environment. Jadi untuk UT dan untuk yang UGM. Jadi harapannya nanti karakteristik masing-masing bisa tertangkap dari model tersebut. Jadi memang kami menggunakan sampel yang karakteristik yang ada di UT dan karakteristik yang ada di UGM seperti itu. Dan ini harapannya bisa generalisasi untuk karakteristik baik yang tipenya di pendidikan tinggi seperti di UGM, baik yang seperti Open University di UT. By the way, Prof. Dale Johnson, I've studied at Politecnica di Catalunya, Barcelona.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, that's fantastic.
It's good.
What a small world.
Yeah.
I was there in 1992.
Yeah.
I studied in the Polytechnic.
Okay, thank
That
you.
is fantastic. Well, we have to share our Barcelona stories after the conference. I'll look forward to talking to you about your experience in Barcelona.
Well, that was the last question. Now I will invite Bu Eka to give.
Oh, there is one more question I saw in the chat from Jonathan, and I can read it if you want.
Yeah, okay. We will address this question. This will be the last question, Prof. This question is from Jonathan Giffen for Prof. Johnson. Based on your academic integrity process, is there a general wholesale buy-in, or are there issues of privacy that students may use?
We require the students to sign an agreement as an online student that they will abide by the academic integrity standards. And one of those standards is the use of proctoring technology. So they are obligated to participate in that process. Now, we do not require them to become online students. So part of this is they initially decide that they want to be an online student, and then their commitment is to be part of this proctoring experience. So we don't get a lot of resistance after they understand that. We did get a lot of resistance during the pandemic because students who were not online students, they were on campus, but we were teaching them remotely, were very upset that they had to use the same proctoring cameras as the online students. So part of this process is to establish the rules when the students sign up for the course. And if you establish clear rules, you don't have problems with the privacy.
Okay, thank you, Prof. Johnson. And yeah, that was the last question. We do apologize that we cannot accommodate all of your questions. There are so many questions here for the two speakers, but due to the time limitation, I'm sorry, we cannot accommodate all of your questions. And now I will invite Bu Eka to give the e-certificate of appreciation to Prof. Johnson and Dr. Suning. Bu Eka, please. I'm sorry, your microphone.
Oh yeah. Thank you, Pak Fauzy. Okay. Hi, Prof. Johnson and Ibu Suning. Thanks for your time. Okay. On behalf of the ICE Institute and Universitas Terbuka, I would like to hand over this A certificate of appreciation to both of you. Thank you very much for your great contribution to this event. Let's give a virtual applause for Prof. Johnson and Ibu Suning. Thank you.
Thank you, Bu Eka.
Thank you very much.
And then, well, that's the end of today's webinar. On behalf of the ICE Institute, Universitas Terbuka, and the organizing committee, we'd like to thank our speakers, Prof. Johnson and Dr. Suning, for their great contribution to this event, which will be very fruitful for our online teaching learning practitioners. Also, we'd like to thank to all participants from Indonesia and other countries for joining today's webinar. The ICE Institute will have the 6th series of the webinar next month. The ICE Institute, now we will invite you all to open your camera, okay, to have a photo session. Please, to all participants, to open your camera. We will have a photo session. And if you are in your room, just yourself, please open your mask, yeah. Okay, the committee, please give us a sign. Okay, 3, 2, 1, smile. Okay, another slide. 3, 2, 1, smile. Okay, yeah, the last slide. 3, 2, 1, smile. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. Thank you all participants from Indonesia and other countries for joining today's webinar. Yeah, last but not least, please follow our social media account on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. You may search Indonesia Cyber Education Institute. Thank you all. Have a nice day and stay healthy. See you.
Thank you, Prof. Johnson. Thank you, Bu Suning.
Thank you, Pauline.
Welcome.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Panitia, ini daftar hadirnya
Have a
katanya.
great day.
Baik, untuk daftar hadir akan ditampilkan setelah ini. Bapak Ibu dapat mengisi daftar evaluasi sebagai daftar kehadiran untuk mendapatkan sertifikat. Bapak Ibu juga dapat mendapatkan link untuk mengunduh materi yang telah disampaikan oleh kedua pemateri. Baik. Bapak Ibu dapat mengakses link pertama untuk memberikan feedback sebagai bentuk lain dari kehadiran Bapak Ibu untuk mendapatkan sertifikat. Lalu yang kedua adalah link untuk mendapatkan materi. Silakan Bapak Ibu dan beritahu jika ada kesulitan dalam mengakses link tersebut. Terima kasih.
Thank you, Pak Fauzy and everybody
Thank
in
you,
the
Prof. Paulina.
committee.
Yeah.
See you around.
See
Bye
you.
now.